But how hard has been team ownership? How has that been? Because now you're in ownership of 2 teams.
Yeah, correct.
Let's talk about the Kings League first.
Kings
Because
League.
that is cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers
that. For sure,
to the Kings League, bro.
Yeah.
That is so sick.
It's a blessing, man. Especially
And if you need a striker, why'd you laugh? Why'd you laugh so quickly?
because listen, I laugh because you like held up your drink. You're like, if you're not your striker, you know. And I'm just like,
Welcome officially to another episode of Around the Bar. Today on Around the Bar, we got the GOAT, the Buster, the Kid.
It wasn't even apes, bro. It's frogs, bro. It's frogs. Wait. This guy.
Nate.
I think I can take scrap.
I don't think you could take scrap.
I don't want to say.
Do you know what's missing?
Yes. Of course. I can't help it but to notice the little things.
Welcome back to another episode of Around the Bar. Today we have got my brother Castro1021. You can't forget the 1021.
Hey, man. You can't.
You can.
But Castro's fine. But I appreciate the.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to call you Castro1021 the whole podcast. I'm just saying.
I think you should.
Well, now you're.
Or just call me 1021.
Okay.
We're here with 1021.
That kind of goes hard.
Yeah, right.
Consider a rebrand.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I was actually talking to PETA about naming our kids 10 and 21, like Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
10 and 21. Wait, is Elon's kid really named 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
I'm pretty sure.
Something like that?
But it's spelled out, right?
Right.
So,
Okay. All right. So we, if you guys don't know, Castro, the biggest FIFA streamer content creator in the world.
wow.
On the
you.
planet.
What an intro.
Yeah. Well, I actually, there's a pre-recorded intro where I just.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just suck you off for 10 seconds.
I like that.
Yeah. So I just made sure. I'm going to do that after. Well,
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers to Moscow Mules.
Moscow Mules. Yeah, I was about to ask. What are we drinking today? Is this your favorite drink?
Right now it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be Captain and Coke or Jack and Coke, but for now Moscow Mules kind of hit different. So I don't know if it's me getting old or something, but
No, I was talking to Atlas earlier. Moscow Mule is like the first drink that I ever had where I was like, damn, alcohol doesn't always have to taste like shit.
yeah, exactly,
Like
right?
it doesn't have to taste like we smuggled in a bottle of Burnett's.
Exactly, and no one can tell me they prefer beer over a Moscow Mule.
Dude,
Right.
I've only had one person drink beer so far.
Really?
And I was just like,
He's never coming back on the podcast.
oh, he'll come back on. He's the highest viewed one. He'll come back
Oh,
on.
damn. Okay. Well, I think we should swap these out for beer then.
No, but yeah, I just not like a huge beer guy, but I am like becoming like more tolerant of it.
Okay.
Do you like beer at all?
You see, that's the first drink I ever had. Peter's family introduced me to Modelos, right? That's all they drink, dude.
That's a good beer.
It is a good beer, except not after you have,
Real drinks.
yeah, or Modelos for 10 years.
Okay.
Then it gets kind of, boring a bit.
I
But
get that.
I don't really drink that much, to be completely honest. But when I do prefer, a little Moscow Mule
So no drink? No, do you
or
smoke?
a pomegranate mule. I do not smoke, no.
No smoke. Not a lot of drink, just vibes.
Just vibes. Just playing a lot of soccer right now.
Yeah?
Trying to stay healthy,
How? So when we used to play on the same team, on the same club team.
Okay, Davis, we played one game.
We used to play
together
all the time
All
together.
right.
The stats from that season.
We played one game and then we never saw each other again.
We were on the same team though, and that's the important part.
Yeah, and I think we might have won that game.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Laser Dragons was our team name.
Yeah, that's I think why I stopped going.
That's insane.
No, but listen, we won that game, right? It was a vibe. And then I don't know, I think we just I went on like
No, well, I was going to ask you is that was when you were dealing with a lot of arthritis at the time.
Exactly.
Can you explain and I was watching another podcast with you. You said it's something you've dealt with for a while.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it comes genetically, right, from my pops, and my brother has gout as well, which is a form of arthritis. So I have what you call ankle losing spondylitis, which is kind of like rheumatoid arthritis, right? And essentially, what happens is my toes and my fingers and my knees swell up, right? And I go through these period. It's called it's like an inflammation period where I just can't control it unless I take heavy medication, right?
Jeez.
And that just knocks me on my ass. So
the medication?
Yeah. So it has to do a lot with starch. I can't eat, greasy
Oh,
food.
it has to do with your diet.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had to kind of go gluten free on a lot of things. Right now, I'm cool.
You're good?
Right, but as soon as I feel like my back's starting to swell up, I'm like, all right, I got to start
Wow.
eating healthier. But
How long did it take you to figure that out?
brother,
I can't imagine.
I was maybe like 20 when it first happened, right? 20 years old with arthritis, right? I would go to doctor after doctor, and I remember my dad didn't have enough money, and we didn't have insurance, right? So we would have to pay cash every time I would have to go in for blood work. And I was like, I would just see my dad just have to, splash his cash, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
And then that led to me being in a wheelchair, which sucked. And this is back when I was active playing soccer, right? So like, that's essentially what stopped me from, playing. But eventually I met this one doctor. She was from Poland.
Okay.
And she was like, I know exactly what it is. And then she did this extra blood work, and she found out that it was arthritis. She prescribed me to, I believe the medication is called indomethacin, right?
Okay.
High dosage. And it started helping me, and it was a blessing, right?
Yeah, that sounds insane.
But I used to get my knees drained like once a week, just tubs and tubs and tubs of just inflammation in my knees, and it's the worst pain ever. If anyone's ever had their knees drained, you know what
I
I'm
didn't even know
talking
you
about.
could get your knees drained. I've never
Brother,
heard of this.
They drained my knees so much that they ate away at my cartilage.
What?
So now when I play soccer, after like 45 minutes, I'm like, struggling, right? It hurts because it's just bone-to-bone action. But
Oh, God.
anyway,
So what did they think it was prior to them finding out it was arthritis?
I think they just thought it was. Honestly, I just remember doctors just saying we don't know, and they would lead me to like another specialist, and then from there another specialist, and then I'm just like, God,
damn,
it was a struggle finding out what it was, right?
Yeah,
But
I can imagine. It's weird how that happens a lot more often than people think.
Oh yeah,
Like when I first went in for my nose, because like I have sinusitis, I don't have a sense of smell or anything. When I first went in, the first time I got sick and my smell never came back, and I was like, something's going on. I went in, he looked at my nose for 10 seconds and said, you got a deviated septum. We're going to have surgery on it. I was like, okay. Like, shit, that'll fix it.
Yeah.
Went in, did the surgery. I didn't have a deviated septum.
What?
Yeah. It was a total different thing.
Well, that's I think why they say it's good to get second opinions.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I'll never not get a second opinion again. I had 2 surgeries on my nose.
Bro's getting 10 opinions now.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, this is a kind of a bit sad way to start the podcast.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Also, he plays FIFA.
No, to be honest, I haven't really been playing FIFA as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just because, the game, and I'm, leading into other ventures, right? As you know.
Of course.
But I still love to play it whenever I can, and on stream, I return to streaming. So I play it, a little bit of time, but.
So mostly on stream, what are you doing now?
I like to just react, watch, talk about football.
Yeah.
And obviously some of the new stuff we got coming on that we're going to talk about here in a bit. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I still play it for a little bit, but I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, CSGO. People don't know this about Castro. Like, obviously,
You're a gamer?
I'm a FIFA player with a controller, and I'm a beast at that. But I'm also a keyboard and mouse CSGO player. I'm not very good, but yeah, I know all the.
You were just saying you were amazing before the cameras.
At Fortnite.
Oh, at Fortnite.
Fortnite,
Okay,
I'm amazing. I got 10 kills the other day.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know it is.
That's more than 9.
Double digits. Yeah, exactly.
I haven't gotten 10 kills in Fortnite in
That's why
6 years.
You see, I told my chat, but then they were like, "Oh, you were playing against bots," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
It's possible you were playing against bots.
I didn't even know they had bots.
Yeah, that's why our guys had to stop playing it. They said it was too easy.
God, man. So that kind of, and then I died to like a dancing bush, and I was just pissed, and I just retired.
That was the one player in the
retired.
lobby. Yeah.
The one player.
Wait, so as we're recording this right now, it is November 9th, which is the day that Modern Warfare 3 comes out. So for COD kids, this is like Christmas. It's like the new games coming out. I'm about to do a 24-hour stream. We're about to play all the tournaments and everything. Do you still get that giddy feeling when a new FIFA comes out?
Yes and no, right? Like I do anticipate the new game, and I'm excited, but then once it actually comes out and I see that they didn't really change much from the previous years, then I'm like, oh god, it's just a copy and paste of last year, except they added 1 or 2 things, right? But that's with a lot of video games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was having flashbacks. Of all the different kinds.
Honestly though, I'm excited for the new Call of Duty.
You're gonna play it?
Yeah, of course.
So what is the biggest difference between FIFA and now EAFC is what it's called?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? I don't know much about it.
So they're obviously not partnered up with FIFA anymore, so they have more freedom to do different things and stuff like that. But in terms of gameplay, I mean, I personally feel like they went backwards because there's a current meta right now, which is just run down the wing, cross it, and then just shoot it, right? So there's not really much creativity there. You can get creative with skill moves and stuff like that, but, you know, the community's not going to do that. They're just there to win. You know what I'm saying? So, and then modes, they didn't really add any new modes. They haven't added co-op foot champs, which is something that I really wanted. So me and you could, for example, go into a Ultimate Team foot champs tournament and play together and then get our rewards. So it's
and you can only do that solo?
Yeah, right now you can only do that solo. So that kind of stinks, right?
Yeah.
But and then foot draft, they haven't really changed that, which is also one of my favorite modes, but it's been the same for about 8 years.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit here and like completely bash the
game.
No.
Right? I mean, obviously FIFA means a lot to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they gave me, you know, a platform to be where I'm at now. And like I said, I still enjoy it, but obviously I'm a little more interested in some of the other stuff we got going on.
Before we talk about that stuff, just one or two more FIFA questions. You start, you've told the story a lot about how you start. You get a PS4, you turn on, go live, and then you get one viewer, and you know that one viewer turns into a couple, and then boom, boom, boom. So you literally started your career off of hitting go live on the PS4 console.
Yeah, I don't know if people remember, but on the PS4 when you first had it, there was a set of apps on there.
Yep.
And Twitch was one of them. So I clicked on the app and it just said, "You're live." And I'm like, "I'm live where?" Right? Like, what's
what
going
does that
on,
mean?
Right? And then I was just playing because you could be live and play at the same time.
Right, yeah.
It was like a very basic overlay that it would give you on the PlayStation. And then I saw the view count go from like 0 to 1 or 2. And I was just like, all right, this is kind of creepy. Like somebody's watching me right now. Like, it's kind of weird. I didn't have a camera at the time, right?
Yeah.
But then it was just, you know, basic interaction. Just, hey, what's up?
Yep.
And then, you know, I respond, pressed pause on my game, went to the chat on the PlayStation, and I said, like, what's up? Where you from? Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's from England. Right.
Oh, so you couldn't talk like voice talk?
No.
Really?
Hey, whoa. This was 2013. Right?
Okay.
We didn't have microphones back then. No, we did. So, anyways, long story short, eventually I got a camera, I got a microphone.
Yeah.
And, you know, went from 2 viewers to 40 to 100, and then
just playing FIFA.
Yeah, dude, just playing FIFA, right?
So when I first discovered like how, I think we were even friends before I realized how fucking big you were like in this whole space. Because like you came over to the Scuff House and I was like, oh shit, it's Castro. It's soccer. And then at the time, you were big into Pokemon Go streams. Oh yeah, that was what you were doing in the Scuff House.
Yeah,
but you would like. Do you want to talk about a little about that?
Yeah, that was.
You were like crushing Pokemon Go streams.
Yeah, I feel like we were we revolutionized the IRL streaming, right, in a way, because
you and PETA.
Yeah, because we there wasn't Discord. We were on Skype at the time. And I invested in a cell phone with decent 3G or 4G internet.
Yep.
And I told her, I was like, hey, I just want to play Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been collecting since 1999 when they dropped the first edition. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, but you need to be at home calling me through Skype. And then I made this overlay. And I was just walking around all the cities in Chicago, right? Or the, northwest suburbs. And she was at home, basically.
Yeah, not all the cities in Chicago. You're going to catch a lot more than a Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. So, at times it was a little dangerous too, right?
Yeah.
I would be out till, late trying to catch these, or trying to evolve my Pokemon at the time.
Yeah.
So it was sick, man. It blew up. People were like, oh my God, you're out walking around.
Yeah.
Catching Pokemon, battling, and your girl's at home, kind of like the broadcaster.
Yeah, like running the stream.
And it was just awesome content.
Dude, I remember it being, because I was like, nobody's doing this.
Yeah.
You had did you have a laptop in your backpack?
No, just a bunch of battery packs.
For your phone.
Yeah, I would just charge my phone, right?
Dude.
So, I mean, we had connection issues all the time.
I can imagine, yeah.
Now I'm, a big fan of some of these IRL streamers that you see on, Twitch and Kick and all these guys. And
yeah,
I mean, you see how big it's gotten where they have like streaming backpacks and they're streaming in like 4K or 8K. It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
With DSLR cameras.
Dude, apparently those are like $15,000. Like those backpacks
Really?
are like expensive because they have
Okay.
routers in the backpack and you have to pay for the like. Matt was looking into it for Nick, and they're like because Nick was doing IRL streams.
Sure,
Wait,
sure.
Matt, am I right here? They're stupid expensive.
They're like $15K.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, I think we should pick some up. I mean, the World Cup is not far away. Imagine
let's pick some up.
IRL streaming.
You can pick up a couple, and I'll help you pick them up. And we can go.
Listen, we're both gonna have backpacks. Go
Exactly.
To
Yeah.
the World
Somehow.
Cup games. Apparently, the World Cup finals here in Dallas.
No.
They're saying. And the FIFA president was just at the Cowboys game 3 weeks ago. So,
Oh
hey,
my God.
there's a good chance, right? So
I can't believe we're already talking about the World Cup. I feel like it just happened.
that streaming backpack sounds pretty good right now, doesn't it?
Those two streaming backpacks,
Could you imagine?
they sound good.
No, but that is ridiculous. 15,000. I
Yeah.
mean, good lord.
So you go from the reason I asked that is because I was like, okay, Castro was like, he plays FIFA. I was like, maybe I had only known like competitive gaming because I'm in optic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, maybe he like competes against like the top FIFA players. And I would go in there. I was like, no, I don't think he's doing. I think he's just like a big entertainer. I was like, maybe he's just like going for like bicycle kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kept clicking on your stream, and you were never playing FIFA.
Yeah. For the most part, it was just a lot of packs. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm a big collector. I love collecting cards, like IRL cards, and obviously that's one of the things that we're doing now is IRL collecting.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, it was just virtual pack openings.
Virtual pack openings.
right?
Yeah.
Which has to do with the history that I have in collecting, right? But there was a time where I'm not going to say I competed, but there's foot champions where it's a competitive game mode and you can win 30 games without losing and you get ranked. And
Yeah.
at one point we were ranked number 4 in the world, but that's just like the competmatch that I had where I'm
for
like,
sure.
this year I'm going to be that guy and I'm
Yeah. I'm sure you
And
go
we-
back and forth with it.
yeah, of course. And we matched up against a lot of pros and sometimes I would beat them and then I'm like, you know what, I can do this. But then I'm like, man, the game has just too much AI for me to try and master.
Yep.
Right. So because you're essentially only controlling one
One
player
person,
and
yeah.
then the remaining 10 are AI. So
Yeah, they hit a through ball and your defender is like not fat, like just
exactly.
lets them go through. And I'm
Exactly.
like, dude, that should make me rage.
But yeah, like going back to your point, it was a lot of packs. It was a lot of entertainment. It was just
Yeah.
joking around, interacting with the chat, and just trying to make people smile. That's been my ultimate goal for.
Yeah. So for people that don't know anything about FIFA and they just view it as like maybe they played FIFA 06
Yeah.
or FIFA 07 on the Xbox.
Yeah.
What are these pack openings? Like do you get to keep the cards or does it like what are you opening? Whenever I see you in there and you're opening packs and you see a Ronaldo and you freak out and your chat freaks out.
Yeah.
What's the whole point of all that?
So the mode is called FIFA Ultimate Team, and the goal is to build your ultimate team with some of the best players around the world, IRL world, right?
Yep.
And what EA does is they give them a card, and sometimes they give them cards with special boost. For example, more pace,
Yep.
or the card just feels better in game. It's a boosted card, and they do that based upon the promos they release or the team of the week players they drop. So if the player scores 3 goals in real life, he gets an upgraded card in the game, and they put those in packs. So you can play matches to earn packs, and then you can then have a chance to put that card on your squad.
Yeah. So the card turns into an actual player on your team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it plays like him in real life. He runs like him in real life. It looks just like him. I mean, the graphics are insane compared to FIFA 06, like you said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if you don't pack the player, well, then you get virtual coins, and then there's a market where you can go and buy
the player.
your players, right? So they've done a really, really good job of marketing,
Yeah.
that, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why the gameplay isn't the greatest is because they obviously have so many people buying points and opening packs.
They
and
make
stuff
so
like
much
that.
money just off
Exactly.
the packs.
So
Yeah.
it's still fun for me. I still care about my ultimate team and
Right.
stuff like that, but I base it more or less around players that I want to use as opposed to players that are going to win me the game, right?
Oh, so you would rather pack your favorite player
Oh yeah,
rather than
oh yeah,
the best stats.
exactly.
Okay, I get what you're
So because obviously the meta players are the Mbappes, the Neymars, the ones that are really OP in the game, right?
Yeah.
But, recently I've been just using players that I want to use and
the
just
Christian Pulisic.
exactly.
The best Why'd you laugh?
Well, I'm just, he's not very good at FIFA. Come on.
Well,
But hey,
best player in the world.
well, no, I'll tell you who's a really good player in this year's game.
Who?
Alex Morgan.
Really?
Yeah, she's super clutch, like she is in real life.
Yeah.
And this is the first year they've introduced women to FC 24.
How do you like it?
I love it. My team majority are women.
Yes.
And they are so good.
Yeah.
They are so good. So
I remember, obviously, whenever any company tries to do anything integrating men and women, there's going to be a bunch of boneheads that say a bunch of shit.
Oh, my God. It's ridiculous.
I can't
man.
imagine what your chat was probably like
Brother.
during you packing Alex Morgan, your hype, and some people are like,
Yeah, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah,
and everybody's
yeah.
like, L. I'm like, wait a sec. I was like, your mom walked into your room and you're like, L mom. Like, what are we doing? Well, you call your sister now?
Yeah, right? I don't know.
So
I'm the same way because I really enjoy like where a lot of these like women's sports are like headed, especially soccer. I think soccer is going crazy.
Brother, we both have gone to the U.S. women's national team games here at Toyota Stadium. Yeah. Have we not?
Yes.
And the atmosphere is wild.
Yeah, it's insane. Even at the, we'll talk about it later, but the TST event,
Yeah.
the women's team, they had a team there, and Mia Hamm was the coach.
Yeah.
Dog, the amount of people, by far the number one fan base there.
Oh, for sure.
It's not even, I don't even think, Dallas United probably close. So.
Yeah, we were definitely close. But yeah, it was cool to see all these like legends reunite and give it a shot. But going back to the women's team, they did get smoked.
They've been,
Yeah.
but
we didn't expect them. Right.
I don't think it was like I think it's a friendly-ish competition for $1 million.
Yeah.
As friendly as it can possibly be for $1 million.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what TST is, it's a 7v7 soccer tournament that they threw in North Carolina. And it was very goofy rules, but the prize pool was winner takes all $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
It wasn't a prize, but it was the number one team gets $1 million.
Yeah, not a prize pool. The prize was $1 million.
So you can expect it to eventually get competitive.
It's going to eventually,
point, right?
But group play, if you're beating a team 5-0, you're not going to go, most people wouldn't go score 25.
Yeah. But they also were thinking about the goal difference too, right? So
I guess you're right. You're right. Pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I went in there competitive, but that's just because I'm a competitive person. But I think the U.S. women's national team, they were, we're about to have fun, and they did.
For sure,
they did.
They had a lot of fun. A lot. I think it was very respectable, very respectful between all the players. And, and all the, obviously the fans. There's the U.S. women's national team has got mad fans.
Oh yeah,
like
loyal fans.
Way,
for sure.
I think way more loyal fans than the men's team does.
I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
But they've also had way more success.
True.
I feel right. They're. I don't know how many World Cups they've won, but
4.
There you go.
That's right here. I just happened to be wearing this. I didn't plan this at all. So you pack open or you rip open your packs in game. They become your team.
Yeah.
And does it transfer between PC and console? Same, like you get your same, or is it two totally different things?
Well, the market is shared if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
So I could have a PC FIFA account and then play on.
And this is the same account.
Well,
because I tried to play pro clubs on PC.
Yeah.
And it didn't really go well. So I was trying to play it on console, and I had to rebuy the game.
that's two different EA accounts. Two different EA accounts.
Oh, okay. So do you play on PC or console?
I play on console.
Okay.
But one of the things that I dislike about what EA does, so 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I believe, they actually shut the servers down from FIFA 19 to FIFA 21, I believe.
What?
So all of your players that you had on those accounts or those FIFAs, gone. They vanished. And if you remember one of my biggest accomplishments or one of my favorite things that EA and I have ever done in FIFA 15, we held a charity stream.
Yeah.
And I believe it was like a 50-hour charity stream or something like that. And they rewarded the community by dropping a Castro hero card, my own professional Ultimate Team card, onto my account. It was 95 rated. All the stats were 90 plus. It was a juiced up card. They had the Mexican flag. They had the Manchester United badge. It was awesome, right?
That's so sick.
But I can never access that account anymore. I could still go on FIFA 15, but I just can't go on FIFA 15 Ultimate Team because the servers are down, right? So how cool would it be if we could somehow manage to like transfer some of those cards to the current FIFA? I know it might be a lot of work, but
you said FIFA 20 what?
FIFA 21. I don't think you can go back and access your account
Anything
anymore.
before 21.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
If you were to give me a rough estimation
Yeah.
of how much money
Yeah.
you have invested into all the FIFAs before 21.
I think we could buy a lot of streaming backpacks. You know what I'm saying?
And they're just gone. You can't access it.
Yeah, we could never get them again. I mean, we have the videos on YouTube
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You
So
got
we have
some-
those
You
memories.
got the memories, but
yeah, but that's about it.
damn, bro.
And so the reason why I'm so much into, card collecting now is that I have that asset.
Yeah.
I have that
Those
physical
servers,
card, man.
They never go down.
Exactly. So,
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about Castro Collects.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
imagine. And you're mostly sports cards.
Yeah, it's mainly soccer cards, right?
Soccer cards. Okay.
I have a few UFC
It's
cards.
I call it football.
Oh.
I didn't know you guys call it soccer.
Okay, well, I like your football jersey. All right.
Just kidding. I've never called it football in my life.
To be fair, like growing up, I've called it soccer.
Yeah,
I call it
yeah.
football now, and obviously now that we're taking part in the Kings League, it's football, right?
Yeah.
So a little bit of everything, but I have nothing against whatever you call it. If you want to call it leg ball, call it leg ball.
Call it leg ball.
It's the same sport. It's the most beautiful sport in the world.
It's the best sport in the world.
So yeah, Castro Collects, man. It's we're ramping up that project. We're taking it a step further. I was just at the card show this past weekend. Took my pops there because he's the one that got me into collecting.
Okay.
Right.
The one in Dallas?
Yeah, the
Okay,
one in
right.
Dallas. And so my father would the garage in Chicago at his house. You would open the garage and he would have every side of the garage just stamped with hats. World Cup hats, tags on them.
Really?
All the Chicago Bulls championship hats, like just bam,
That's so
just
sick.
organized. And I was just like, Dad, this is so sick. And as
Yeah.
I grew older, I'm like, man. And that's what kind of got me into the
Yeah.
soccer card collecting. But yeah, this was in the 90s, right? And he still has it till this day, which is really, really sweet.
What's
but,
the value on them, you think?
Oh man, he's got
Some good stuff?
he's got all the like vintage dude.
Dude.
So
I love
much.
shit like that. Like I
So
love it.
much, right? And he would always tell me like, I'm like, why do you collect hats? Or people would ask him, why do you collect hats? And he was like, well, I could never afford a hat when I was younger, right? And so when I migrated to the United States, and he started working, he would slowly just kind of build his collection up and started collecting hats.
Yeah.
And obviously now that we can do the same thing with football cards, and it serves as content. But I mean, I would still do it even if it wasn't a piece of content. But
I get that.
yeah, we've got a pretty wicked collection.
Yeah. And so what's the business model of Castro Collects right now?
So right now, I just basically crack the cards open,
Yeah.
right, and I chase specific cards,
Okay.
right, and we've hit a lot of cards that I've been looking for, right. We hit obviously this year being Messi's World Cup year and the year he won it, we ordered a few Eminence boxes or Eminence cases, which are about 16,000 a piece. A case of cards that has maybe
It's a streaming backpack.
yeah. Probably, a case has probably like 10 cards maybe.
Yeah.
Right? But these cards, dude, they're signed.
10 cards?
Yeah, 10 cards.
Wait, 16 racks for 10 cards.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you get a Messi auto with 2 official diamonds on the card,
Yeah.
that card is probably worth 20,000 plus. Right? But I've never sold a card. I've never traded a card because I'm just a straight up collector. Right? Which is probably
Okay.
not the wisest thing to do, right? Pete always looks at me and is like, hey, are you ever going to get rid of some of these cards? And I'm like, nah.
Okay, so Castro Collects. I thought it was a business.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting
to
there.
the business part. Right now you're just buying it seems
Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but it seems like you're just buying a shit ton of cards and opening them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I've pulled some heat before. I've not pulled a lot of good stuff some days and whatnot,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I've got a really juicy collection that I'm really proud of,
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that everything that I've ever pulled has been on stream, right? There's a few times where I open stuff off stream, but I'm just like, I want chat to witness this moment.
Yeah,
right?
for
And
sure.
people send me their collections all the time, right? So obviously I like to collect Messi, Ronaldo cards because those are the two players, the two goats.
The goats.
I've got a really sick
Well,
Mexico
the goat
collection.
and Ronaldo. But you've got what?
Are we gonna get into that? There's no way you can say that and be like, whoa, what? No way.
What was the next thing you were going to say?
Just talking about my collection. Got a Manchester United collection. I got a Mexico collection. I got a
Yeah.
Messi Ronaldo collection. But
Yeah, I love it's just the feeling of like opening cards. Like,
oh, dude, it's a visual thing too. Like, not all cards look the same. There's some cards that are landscape, other cards that are horizontal.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful, dude.
Yeah. So did you ever collect anything else besides soccer cards, like
Pokemon?
Just Pokemon. I was a
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was a baseball and a football guy.
Really?
Yeah, growing up, because my parents wouldn't let me collect Pokemon cards.
Okay. What was wrong with Pokemon?
They were evil.
Really?
Well, what happened is at church somebody gave me a magic card, and the magic card was a witchcraft card, and my dad found it, and he was like, "What is this?"
Oh my god! What card?
Yeah, a witchcraft something.
Oof. Yeah.
And so from then on, any character cards were off the table.
Okay.
Like, no, you're not bringing Satan into this house, but you can bring Chipper Jones. Like, you know what I mean?
We only accept Babe Ruth.
Yeah. So I became like a baseball card collector.
Okay.
And then I was like, I like football better, or American football. So started collecting like, I had a bunch of Chad Johnson cards and a bunch of Tom Brady cards and stuff.
Awesome.
So I still have those, but
Those cards are probably worth a lot now.
Yeah. Not really. I checked 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
really. Yeah.
I can't get the stream backpack.
Yeah, no stream backpack. maybe a really cheap one.
Yeah.
Like a phone. It's what
No, but it's fun though, right? I mean,
it is, dude. It's the feeling of like, because now as an adult, I can. My mom can't say no to Pokemon anymore, so I can get Pokemon cards.
Okay.
So I was getting Pokemon cards like 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it. Mystic Seven's the person to beat on Behind the Bar.
Okay.
And he's a Pokemon Go player, but also like huge into Pokemon TCG now. And dude, the business behind cards right now, especially online, is crazy.
Yeah.
Like some people sell like packs and stuff on TikTok.
Yeah, that you could do breaks and stuff like that. That's what my For You page basically is. It's just people breaking and stuff. And, eventually we'll get into that with Castro Collects. But, it's more or less to kind of educate people on what it is to collect and what it is to have your own special collection. Because one day I'm going to hand all my cards to my kids, right? And we're just going to go from there. So, I mean, it's fun though, man. Like you said, you like the, card design and the visual aspect of things. And it's badass. It's badass.
And talking to your manager a few months ago, he said you guys wanted to revolutionize the card business.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because listen,
so I'm excited to see what that means.
Well, listen. I'll tell you what it means. When I went to the card show this past weekend, I'm like, all right, maybe they upgraded their setups, but no, it's the same
cardboard boxes.
It's the same cardboard boxes, and they've got these showcases that are from like the 1940s. Mm-hmm. It's like you have a $100,000 card in that. Some people even have $500,000 cards
in like a case with a padlock.
What are we doing, dude?
Let's like the
make
glass.
Let's make it look pretty.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, put like booth babes there, like girls in tight clothes, just like we've got Babe Ruth here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're walking around and be like, I want to go.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, so we're gonna cook something up for one of these card shows
like,
for
maybe,
sure.
Maybe not booth babes.
Yeah,
but
maybe
something.
not. But yeah, we'll figure something out, right? But we want to just it's a precious item you have in there. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if like just having it like that is really it, but that's just what I feel, right?
Yeah.
Because again, I care so much about the hobby. I care so much about the cards.
Yeah.
I think we could do a little bit better, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you haven't even really stepped foot into what you think Castro Collects is eventually going to become.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I'm excited for because I love cards.
Yeah, we're expanding, man. We just brought on a guy called Rick who's very educated in the collects hobby biz.
Okay.
So, and then you obviously know Adam, who's been working on not just Castro but all of our other business ventures. So
everything.
We're cooking stuff up, man.
Yeah. So wait, how many employees do you have?
I believe we have 7 full-time employees, and then in total, I believe we have 10. So,
wow.
Yeah, we're expanding. We're growing, man.
That's dope, dude.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting.
Yeah. What has been the most I guess the most difficult or the most nerve-wracking like thing you've gone into?
Well, like as a business,
it's
just delegating authority. Like I used to only be
PETA
and Castro and an editor.
Right.
And now there's more, right? So I got to be fair on ideas and all that stuff. But for the most part, it's been good, man. I've learned so much about just working with other, people and just holding them accountable. and stuff like that. But it's been a blessing for sure. I feel like we've got angels on our team, and we're kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are. Between when you're lying up awake at night, you got all these thoughts going through your head.
Yeah.
All these ideas.
Yeah.
What dominates that? Is it Castro, the FIFA streamer? Is it Castro collects? Is it team ownership?
It's a little bit of both.
That was 3 things.
Well,
a little bit of everything.
you're right. I think the Castro FIFA streamer is probably on the not on the back burner, but it's. I think Castro the streamer, right?
Okay, that's
probably the number one thing. Yeah,
that's the number one thing. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
for
fine.
sure, for sure. Castro the streamer, because I still love going live every day.
Yeah,
but at the same time, when I go live, it's not on a set schedule every single day because we're in meetings all the time and we're working on these other projects. But I think when you look at it from the top, Castro the streamer is definitely number one.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Okay. But how hard has been team ownership? How has that been? Because now you're in ownership of 2 teams.
Yeah, correct.
Let's talk about the Kings League first.
Kings
Because
League.
that is cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
For sure,
to the
for
Kings
sure.
League,
Yeah.
bro. That is so sick.
It's a blessing, man. Especially
And if you need a striker, why'd you laugh? Why'd you laugh so quickly?
because listen, I laugh because you held up your drink. You're like, if you're not a striker, and I'm just
Striker, I can train for 2 years.
Drunk Davis up top. Love it. Moscow Mules for the whole squad.
Right.
No, listen, I think, the way that TST and Dallas United, the first season ended, and then the fact that we get a call from Gerard Piqué, obviously a Barcelona legend. He's, played for Spain internationally. He sends me a WhatsApp and he's like, hey, can you talk? And I'm like,
That's insane.
I'm being catfished right now, right? Like this is no way this is PK. But we hop on a FaceTime call and he presents me the business model and the plan, and he asks me to be involved in Kings League Americas, Kings League Santander, which is obviously taking place in La Ciudad de Mexico.
Yeah.
So obviously I let him know that I'm going to talk to the team about it, and we were all super gassed, right?
I mean, yeah. So wait, can you quickly explain what Kings League is to people that might not know?
Absolutely. So Kings League is revolutionizing soccer in a way where, it's a 7v7 league, but with entertainment involved. And the entertainment comes from the club owners, our streamers, and celebrities, right?
Yes.
YouTubers. And there's all these wild rules. So it's still really competitive, but they integrated this system where, there's wild cards. So at every, I think it's the 38th minute of the second half, they roll a die, and the match could end up being 1v1 or 2v2 or the next
for the rest of the game?
for the last 2 minutes of the game.
Okay, 40 minutes. Okay.
And there's at times where the next goal is worth 2. Or there's times where the presidents have to go and take the penalty.
They play themselves.
Exactly, like me, for example.
Right.
And good for me. I know how to take a ball.
Right.
Right.
Probably
So-
not so good for other presidents.
No, I think everyone knows how to.
Okay.
PK chose wisely.
Okay.
And so it's basically that 7v7 entertainment soccer.
Yeah.
Right. Competitive level. It's gotten to a point where there's a lot of really, really good players that are ex-professional players or, just recently retired, or some players even choose that over a competitive team that
Over
they
club
were on.
ball? Really?
Yeah. I've gotten a few people that have reached out and were like, hey,
Damn.
tell me more. And I'm like, I got you.
You take FC Dallas players?
Listen,
No.
believe it or not, man, I'm not going to name any names, but believe it or not, there's 2 or 3 that have hit me up.
No way.
Yeah, which I would have as guest players. So
Okay.
it works in a draft way. So there's been 20,000 signups for Kings League Americas of people that wish to play for the Kings League.
Right.
That gets narrowed down to 200 players. Okay?
Okay. So I'll be part of the 200.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that many of us.
And so then the president, I just can't wait. As a president, I'm going to show up and I'm going to draft night.
Yeah.
Right. And with the first round pick, Davis. And there you are in that shirt.
I don't speak Spanish at all. Oh.
You know, just here I am. Hola,
Hi.
hola.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what's next is draft night, where it works just like, you know, the NFL or the NBA, where presidents get draft picks. And
So you're not. So it's different from Dallas United, which is your other 7v7 team.
Oh yeah, this is a league, and there's, you know, it goes year round, right? There's a first split, there's a second split, and so on, and eventually Kings League Americas which is, you know, obviously South America, Central America, North America, will play Europe, and they're looking to expand into the United Kingdom and to the USA.
So Kings League originated in Spain.
Oh yeah,
and they've had 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, they've had multiple seasons now,
and it's
been very successful.
Very successful.
The
like
viewership is
unbelievably successful.
I mean, brother, they've sold out the Camp Nou, which is Barcelona Stadium.
Yeah.
Right. They've sold out Malaga, Metropolitano, which is where Atletico Madrid play. I mean, PK is, you know, he's him.
That's insane.
Timothy PK.
I wonder, like, who thought? And it's all broadcasted on Twitch.
It's everywhere. It's on TikTok. It's on YouTube. It's you know, Twitch, Kick. I mean, you name it.
How does he? Who is he working with? Because there's no way he retires from being one of the best players in Barcelona.
He has his company, right?
Yeah, I can
Cosmos, and he works with a guy called Oriol as well.
Okay,
you know, great people. They treated us well in Mexico, and you know, they know what they're doing.
He just sees the vision for it.
The vision, right?
Thank you.
And I agree with it.
Thank you, Austin.
Oh, Austin, what a man.
Audio listeners, we just got another Moscow Mule. Another one.
Oh, I forgot.
What?
This is by far my favorite podcast, by the way.
Dude, that means a lot. Cheers to that.
No, but it's also my only podcast I've ever been on, so.
That's not true.
I'm just joking.
It's like you've been on at least 2 eavesdrops.
I was just joking. But no, I mean, this is great, man.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, dude. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Oh,
a lot of fun.
Good for you,
yeah,
bro.
man. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
And Moscow Mules are like my favorite, because I always drink what the guest drinks.
Yeah.
Which honestly, we might have to change that because
why?
Last episode, so
who was before me?
A guy named Ronnie Dizon. He's a professional paintball player.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all he does. Plays paintball his whole life. He's a super interesting guy. Really, really fun conversation. His drink of choice was espresso martini, and I love espresso martinis. I love them. Dog, we ended up talking for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Really?
I think I had 7 espresso martinis. Dog,
man.
I'll never do it again. Matt drove me home. On the way home.
Oh, he had to drive you
Dog,
home?
on the way home, I talked Matt's ear off. I'm sitting there wired and drunk. Just like, so how do you think that went? What do you think? I think we should hit TikTok very hard. Like, I think.
Bro was waffling. I love it, dude.
It was. I hope the Clips channel ends up getting monetized so we can just.
That's so
really
funny.
just like talking.
That's so funny.
So if somebody else comes on the show and loves espresso martinis, we're gonna drink 2.
Too many.
And then we'll just have shots after that. Just it's the espresso part. It's not the alcohol. It was 6 shots of espresso. So
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Love me some. Moscow Mules.
Yeah,
I really do enjoy them.
No,
and,
Austin knows what he's doing, man. These are very good.
Yes, he does. Let's talk. I'm going back into. Actually, no. I'm not going to go back into FIFA yet.
Okay.
You seem like your eyes light up when you talk about team management.
Oh yeah.
They light the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
So if I went back and talked about streaming right now, you'd be like,
Could you imagine?
How is your I know your chat likes to give you a hard time. You have like a very fun relationship with your chat where they roast you roast them.
Oh yeah.
And so how is your chat been taking the fact that you've been working so hard on these other avenues that streaming, you took a little break from streaming?
Yeah, I think they know how much work goes into, you know, building a team from scratch, and they respect it. And it's just, I think they understand my vision, right? And they understand that when it's all said and done, it's more entertainment for stream, especially the Kings League. So, I mean, they get it. They get it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I've been clear with them from the very beginning is that if there's something that I don't like doing, I'm not just going to do it just to make money or whatnot, right? Like,
oh, of course.
Like I could sit there and stream FIFA 24 hours a day.
And make a lot of money.
Yeah, but, you know, I want to chase, like, I'm a big believer of doing something you love and then everything else will kind of follow and be put into place. And that's what I've been doing. And I think they've been so respectful, and they understand, the vision that Pete and I have had on the team. So it's cool to see, sometimes it's a little, sketchy or scary at times where you don't know how your community is going to react.
I can imagine.
So when you announce something and they automatically go, yo, that's super sick. We're proud of you. This is awesome. Can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
You get this like, oh my God. The people that I care about the most are accepting of
For
that.
sure.
So it's good, man. It's awesome. I always say that I have one of the dopest communities
you do
on the internet. So it's a blessing.
How do you keep track of stats and stuff?
I don't, man. I don't.
Are you saying that for the camera?
No. You could ask anyone. I don't know how much money is in my bank account. I don't know how much revenue YouTube made. I don't know how much revenue Twitch made. I don't know any of that, right? Obviously, like every now and then, PETA will kind of, tell me, hey, this and this and this. And I'm like, yo, that's super dope. But I don't know, man. I
was just wondering if you ever knew like what you've peaked at, like either viewership wise or sub wise on Twitch. Like because you floated around the top 10 probably for a while.
Yeah, I think so. On a return, I think on our return or this past month, we hit like 30,000 subscribers on Twitch, right?
Jesus, yeah.
Obviously the return was massive.
Yeah.
It was
it's a couple
just,
backpacks.
Yeah. No, but listen, it's just the support was unreal, right?
Yeah.
But they understood. They weren't upset. They weren't mad about why we took off so much time. They knew that we were, chasing something and cooking stuff in the back.
Also chasing love.
Yeah. Ooh.
Also chasing love. Another cheers.
Hey, that's a big one, man.
Congratulations.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Engaged. And you guys only dated for 5 months? 6 months?
Times 50. Right? We listen. I don't know why I waited so long. Right? I really don't. But 15 years. Right? I was 16. She was 15. I am now 32. And I just got engaged. That's
over half your life, yeah? Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
It's over half your life.
But
and she said yes, which is good.
And I was still nervous. I was still shaking.
Trust me, I know exactly how you're feeling.
I'm like,
well, maybe not 15 years worth, but 5 years worth. I know how you're feeling.
But no, I'm so happy that I did it, and it was exciting.
Yeah.
Right? Believe it or not, she wasn't really expecting it because we had gone to a trip to like Paris.
Okay.
For the Champions League or something like that. And she told me afterwards, like, oh, I thought you were going to do it then. And I'm like, fuck, I'm so sorry. I didn't do it then. Mm-hmm. I did it a few months after. But yeah, it went well, man.
Yeah.
I planned the proposal and I was like, oh my God, I should have done this a long time ago. Right.
Sure.
But, I'm just trying to fill my brain up with knowledge in life in general. And now it's, we're getting towards that time where the wedding's coming up and,
hell yeah. Where are y'all doing it?
Guadalajara. So I hope you have a passport.
I do have a passport.
Well, there you go.
I might have to get it renewed. But I have a passport. I own one.
You own
it might not be active.
It's expired.
But I have one.
So, yeah, we agreed to have it in Guadalajara.
Hell yeah.
More than likely September, which is, probably the best weather you can get in Mexico. And we're excited because we both have a lot of family in Mexico that probably couldn't come to the U.S. if we were to have it here. And most of our family here can go out there to celebrate with us. So we're excited, man.
Yeah. No, that sounds, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And you still got, I remember talking to you earlier and your number was 8. Is it still 8?
If it's 8, I might be pumping out kids when I'm like 60 or something. I don't know. I'll tell you what I do.
You might have toned it down.
Yeah, I've been looking up ways to have twins.
What do you mean you've been looking up ways?
You just got to pump a little harder. You know what I'm saying? no, I'll just play. But I would love to have twins. But hey, listen, whether I get a boy or girl, anything, I'm cool with it, man. It's obviously, I think, going to be one of the best moments when we have kids.
Yeah, for sure. The Around the Bar podcast is presented by Center. Center offers all natural hemp-derived CBD beverages with premium ingredients to help you find clarity and focus in everyday life. At your bar, Center could be a great addition to your mixed drinks. Add the balance powder to your drink of choice for a CBD boost without changing the flavor of your drink. Center can also serve as a tasty alcohol alternative, a favorite mix of mine, is the unsweetened CBD sparkling drink with a pomegranate relaxed flavor of CBD powder. Center has supported many of the podcasts, the Optic Podcast, the Flycast, and of course now Around the Bar. It's a great product. Please go check it out. Take a sip, take a moment, find your center. Use Optic25 for 25% off your first order today. Go to findyourcenter.com and also follow the guys on Instagram. They're doing giveaways and stuff all the time. So at findyourcenter on Instagram as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to Center for sponsoring the first season of Around the Bar. And thank you for Austin Cox for making that wonderful, wonderful drink. All right, back to the podcast. I just had a kid. His 4 legs, and he's at my house.
Right now.
Yeah.
Does he ever come to the...
Yeah. No, this is actually the first, I think the first Around the Bar we've done where he's not just like walking around. Yeah.
That's crazy. We're going to have to shoot another one of these, though, and then bring him over because I love dogs. So.
Yeah, I got a little greyhound. They're very chill.
Do you still go on runs with him, or did you give up? I mean, come on.
I mean, I can run, but he's like...
He's
looking up. I'm like pumping, and he's looking up at me like, what?
Like, yo, you good?
Yeah, but I just got back from Arizona. I stayed with Alexis for a month, and she's got like a backyard, and so like it was like first time I really got to see him like take off.
Really?
And her yard's fairly big, and he couldn't even get to top speed by the time he reached
my God.
the end. Like that's how fast they are.
It's awesome.
It is insane. But I go out there and be like, and he's just just flies.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm the same way. Usually when I get top speed, I'm like at my destination, so I got to stop, hit the brakes.
Right. Yeah.
And then I throw up.
Let's talk about. Were we done talking about the Kings League? What else do you want to say about it? When does it start?
It starts January.
When do I get tickets? When do I get my call up?
Okay, January.
Okay.
January. The draft should be in early January, right?
Okay.
Tryouts are, I think, in December.
Okay.
So that's that, and then the league starts in January at some time. So,
that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting because it's cool because I get to stream all of my matches live. Right. And then we have these like little mini podcast sessions with all the presidents, and obviously Chicharito's involved.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you've got, all these other artists and streamers that are involved. It's a blast,
man. So who are you up against? Like, what are the other?
Oh, well, I mean, there's Chicharito is a part of it. And then we've got a bunch of, Peruvian live streamers. We've got Arcángel, who is a rapper that has a song with Bad Bunny.
Okay.
Right. We've got Los Futbolitos in it. We got Mercedes Roa, who is with Club de Cuervos, which is a Netflix series of a soccer team.
Okay.
So there's, it's real diverse. It's real awesome. It's obviously in Spanish, but I am the first English-speaking president of the Kings League, which I think is really badass.
That is super badass.
Right? Because I'm essentially just, teaching what the Kings League is to my audience, English-speaking audience.
Right.
But I also get to use my Spanish.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask you.
And touch that.
I think I've asked you every time we've ever hung out, like, when are you going to start doing Spanish content? And it's just because I'm jealous that I don't speak Spanish. And I know I could just learn it. I could try to learn it, but that's too much work. So I just prefer to be jealous of people that already are bilingual.
No, listen, I'm what you call a no sabo kid, right? So my Spanish isn't perfect, but I can understand it, I could write it, I could speak it, I could type, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that my parents taught me that when I was younger, but I can now tap into that Mexican culture that I have, and it's so exciting because
I was about to say, it's got to be exciting.
It's so exciting, man.
Because you've always told me you were like, I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know
exactly.
If
but now I'm like, you know what, man?
You got to now.
I'm sending it. I have to.
You have to.
I don't have a choice.
You have no choice.
So I mean, I think that's also something that the community kind of really liked because a lot of them speak Spanish. I
was going to say, how much of your community right now do you think does speak Spanish?
I think there's a lot.
A lot. It's got to be
I really
a lot.
do, man. I mean, just whenever we go to like Mexico games or something like that, it's just crazy. So I'm like, okay.
It's like that for us. Like when I do a meet and greet with Hex, and Hex is there. I mean, it's like, I think, what do you think, Matt? Like 1 out of every 6 people, 1 out of every 5 people come up here and they start speaking Spanish to each other, and I'm just like, and every time I see it, I'm like, man, we should be doing something. And I tried to point guard that for a little bit, but it's hard when you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. we are everywhere, man.
No, yeah.
Viva Mexico.
I'm super excited. I'm super excited for you. So what's been the biggest difference between Dallas United, which is your other 7v7 team that you've been managing and coaching and team owning, and Kings League, which is called the Aliens?
Los Aliens.
Los Aliens.
Los Aliens, the aliens, because, everyone's waiting for the aliens to arrive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
They're already here.
They're right.
They're already here.
We're here. We are here, okay? And we debut in January, so Los Aliens, follow up. But, no, I think the main difference between Dallas United and Los Aliens is, obviously Dallas United was performing in a TST tournament, which is one given tournament, 1 weekend of the year for $1 million.
Right.
And, Los Aliens and Kings League is not necessarily just straight competitive. It's entertainment more than anything, right? They want to entertain, but at the same time play the beautiful game.
Right.
Okay, so there's that aspect to it. Obviously TST is still entertaining, right? But like we talked about earlier, it's just trying to win the $1 million.
Yeah.
I had a different vision when I started Dallas United. I wanted to give opportunity to some of these local guys that I know can play.
Yeah.
Okay. And just shine some light on them. Take them to North Carolina and be like, hey, man, I know you can do it. Let's run it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't end as planned, but we learned a lot. And with the situation that happened with Dallas United, we went at it. I stopped streaming for like 5 or 6 months to kind of put full energy into the project, and I came across some great people and great players, and boys that were fans of Castro and the streams. So we worked so hard.
Yeah.
Right. We started it from scratch. We picked up a general manager, Ben, picked up coach, and then we scouted the entire Dallas community to try to come up with the best 22 players to take out to North Carolina. And you obviously showed up to some of those training sessions, and we killed it. We did everything we had to do.
It was real training.
It was real training.
It was very serious. It wasn't like I don't know how serious the Kings League training is.
Yeah. No,
it can't be like that though.
It's going to be similar.
Yeah?
It's going to be similar. We just we're very close to hiring a coach that's going to be living in Mexico City, and he's a 7-time world champion. He's,
oh wow.
He's him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Dallas United training was hardcore. These guys were waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning, doing conditioning, preparing themselves for the biggest weekends of their lives.
Yeah, you said some people flew in from Brazil to try out, or?
Yeah, we had a lot of guys from Canada.
Okay.
Fly out to come. A few guys from New Orleans, right?
Okay.
And then, like you said, from Brazil, we had a few guys from, I don't know where it was, maybe like Utah or something like that. But there was a lot of interest.
Yeah.
Right. And they weren't doing it, for the money, right? They were more so doing it to put themselves in a position to hopefully be recognized by,
for sure,
some of the teams that were there. For example, West Ham, Wolves, Wrexham. The list goes on. But it was just traumatic, man. It was traumatizing. It really was.
What ended up happening? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. The way that we left the tournament was not something we expected. It came to shock to all of us, and obviously we lost the first game fair and square. But I feel like that game was more or less, we played really well the second half after we were kind of warmed up and the nerves were loosened up. But going into that second game was the biggest game of the whole tournament for us. We were playing West Ham, main stage, at night. You were there.
Yep.
Right? We had a massive crowd. They didn't stop cheering.
Big crowd.
And we go up 2-0, right? After getting somewhat smoked the first game, and we're like, oh, my God, the boys are finally awake. They're clicking. Here we go. And if you go back and watch the game, West Ham were playing very dirty.
Super dirty.
Very dirty. They were a bit upset that we were owning them. You can say that, because if you go back and watch it, our boys they were on it.
It was dominant, yeah.
So the full game ends, and if you don't know how the TST rules work, the game always ends in a goal.
Right.
So at the end of regulation, the score was 2-0. So it was basically the first to 3 would win.
Right.
Right. So we go into the final segment where We just have to score one more goal and the game's over. Referee blows a whistle to end regulation. And then from then on, it was just, them taking off their boots and they didn't come out for the rest of the game.
West Ham didn't.
Yeah. And we were, accused of one of our players being racist to one of their players.
Right.
I went back multiple times to go and, rewatch the footage and try to listen and try to read lips and all that stuff. And, the referee says multiple times that, he didn't say it or he didn't hear it. And at that point, it was just a she said incident. And just for the record, I mean, that shocked the hell out of me. Like, I being accused of racism and stuff like that,
Right.
That ain't cool.
Especially having put in, 4 months of effort at this point?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was
to building the team.
So much time, so much work. And we always sent that message to our players, like, hey, there's sponsors that are, you're on national television, this is what it means and stuff like that. Right. And we are one of the most diverse teams there. Right.
Yep.
If not the most. Okay.
I would say so. Yeah.
So that's not even something I don't know how to say this, right? That's not even something that crosses our mind. Right. So when I heard that for the first time, I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
Like, there's what? Right. And it just shocked us all, man.
Yeah.
I turn around and look at my manager. I'm like, bro, like, I just want to cry. I just want to, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Our whole family's there and they're all wondering and this and that. So, when you get accused of something like that, we had to make a decision, right? Mm-hmm. Because at that point.
And this is I talked about this with Nick at one point when I got back, because I couldn't shake it for like 3 weeks. And I wasn't even I was just there supporting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously we had the Optic logo on the shoulder or whatever, or on the sleeve, mm-hmm. which was fun. Like I've always wanted to be involved in a soccer tournament.
Yeah.
But I was there obviously to support you first and foremost. And I just knew how much effort you put in. I knew you stopped streaming. I know that you were there at 5 a.m. with your long warm-ups on and your coffee. Yeah. You're talking to your coach, your manager, and you're booking all the stuff. Like, I knew how much effort you put into it. And then this throws it all. I mean, it just seems like it just, I can't even imagine how much weight hit you at that time.
Oh man, it was brutal.
And this is in the middle in the absolute peak of everything that's happening.
We're up 2-0 against West Ham.
Well, I was saying at Real Madrid with
Vinny, correct.
And so
you're right.
Massive world attention on how racist some of these internet or these club ball games are in Spain.
Oh, it definitely exists, man. When you look back and there's videos of people acting like foolish and doing these like
racist crowd chants, like
crowd chants,
full chants from
grown men doing like dumb things when the camera's pointing at them, directed at players. It's so bad, dude.
Like I'm thinking of 5 examples, but they're so disgusting.
They're disgusting.
I don't even want to say them.
Exactly.
Exactly. And
it's a problem, man. And I think people need to be held accountable for shit like that. It's disgusting. And you and I and a lot of people that are listening, we don't stand by that. We don't tolerate that. You know what I'm saying? So when this happened over at North Carolina for Dallas United, it just felt like something got taken away from us. And, it hurt. It stung. Yeah. It stung. And, it was a shock to all of us. But ultimately I'm very proud of how the club handled everything. We immediately went to the hotel and we discussed everything. And, we all decided, because of how strong the accusations were, we to respect, West Ham, we decided to forfeit the tournament, right? Because they walked off the field and we took that approach because we listened to everyone's thoughts on our team.
Okay.
And that we felt like that was the best decision we could, make at that time. And that hurt a lot of people because the argument was like, well, if, he did say something, why didn't the referee just kick that player out? But the referee was saying that he didn't hear the player say anything, and he was, right next to them. So there's that. And, ultimately it comes down to doing the right thing, right? And the way my parents brought me up was always to be respectful.
Yeah.
To try and do the correct thing, and I feel like we handled that really well. So I don't know. It's just it was strong.
It's just
It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
It was. I mean, it was heartbreaking being there. Just seeing I think I have a shot on my. At the time I was shooting with a camcorder, like a old school camcorder with the tapes and everything. I think I have shots of you just like on the bench.
I've never felt anything like that.
No, it was heartbreaking to watch.
Ever.
And it's funny. I know we joked about it before. You don't have to chime in if you don't want to, but I asked your manager. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Because I wasn't going to talk to you because you were going through it. He was like, "Yes, they're saying one of our team said a bad word."
Yeah.
Or one of our players on the team said a bad word. I mean, I already knew what word it was immediately when you say that. There's not that much friction in the world for any other word, and so I was like, shit." So I'm sitting down, and I'm like, "Man, I don't think," because I knew the player.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't think." I mean, from the little I know about him, I don't think he. I was like, but you never know somebody. And then I see Chris Paul walk across the field, and I was like, we're fucked. I looked at Blake. I said, we're fucked.
You're like, is that Chris Paul? Yeah, we're out of here.
So we are gone.
Yeah, no. Listen, I know it's the question asked right now is like, did he say it? Did he not say it? This and that. We spoke with the player, and till this day he says he didn't say that it was a massive misunderstanding, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But
also, not that it matters.
Yeah.
So we might even have to cut this, but it wasn't a white dude saying it to a black dude.
Yeah.
Which
it was
that doesn't
it doesn't
excuse
make it,
anything. I just trying to for the people that don't know what's going on in their visual.
Yeah.
It could just be, I don't know. I mean, I talked about it with Nick on one of the Flycasts, and he was like, some of the Mexican dudes I went to high school with, like, it's just natural for them. And same with,
which isn't okay.
It's not okay.
Right, which is not okay. But listen, we have.
But sometimes that doesn't come from a place of racism. It just comes from a place of competitive culture.
Yeah.
That whole thing. So,
but listen,
anyway.
we have hundreds of hours of footage from early training sessions to scrimmages with FC Dallas,
right,
all the way to leading up to the tournament, and never ever have we ever come across anything like that, or even remotely close to that, or any even really swearing,
right?
So we really felt
you believed him. Is what you're saying?
Well, it's not that I'm an athlete, right? I played ball, and there's been times where like I've been really frustrated on the pitch, but never to a point where like it gets to something where I'm like, even like abusing the player, racially abusing. That doesn't even cross. No,
I've said some heinous shit, but I've never said anything like that.
Yeah. But at the same time,
I'll fuck you up in the parking lot.
Yeah, for all we know, it could have just been a massive misunderstanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
but
it's hard to be there and watch how the game was played, because like you said, the West Ham team was dirty. Like they seemed to be playing. I'm not speaking for you, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
But from the stands, it seemed like they were playing dirty. They were frustrated. They had just lost their last game. They had gotten upset, and now they're losing again. Mm-hmm. They're playing dirty. The game ends. Dallas United's up 2-0, and then they're just like, by the way, he was racist. I'm leaving. Not saying that's how it happened. Yeah. That's just how it seems.
And what you're saying is what a lot of people have said to me, and I've always said yes, but
you can't agree. You can't agree with that as the team owner.
Well, I just want to be fair,
right.
And I've thought about like, okay, let's just say something was said, because I think the player that was accused, the player that was targeted or whatnot, he was mic'd up.
He was mic'd up?
He was mic'd up. And
For the game?
yes, but we asked for that audio, and the audio, he was sweating too much. The microphone wasn't working.
Oh, dude.
And
wait, hold on.
yeah. Listen, this might be too. Yeah. And we found that out afterwards. And again, like
what? Wait, so you knew he was? So you knew? Did you guys go over the footage immediately?
well, they did, or they tried to TST and whatnot.
So you handed it over.
But yeah. We went back to the hotel.
Right.
And we made the decision we are going to withdraw from the tournament for, the sake of West Ham and ourselves.
Right.
Obviously, we know the level of, how hard it is to go through something like that. And we did that out of, respect. And, it was sad, man. It was really sad. We have this, 30-minute, mini doc of, building this team, sharing the space with all these, guys and taking them out to North Carolina to compete for the biggest tournament of their lives. And the way that this ends, this mini doc, this mini video is heartbreaking, right?
Right.
The way that they reacted in the hotel conference room was, it hurts. It hurts so much. And I've showed it to, a handful of people.
It's edited and done?
It's edited. I'll send it to you afterwards.
Please do, yes.
But all in all, it was a great experience up until that point.
Yeah.
And I'm still in contact with the owner of TST, and he recently reached out, and he wants us back in the
That's
tournament.
awesome.
So we might run it back.
That would be awesome.
We might run it back, and we might reunite the boys and give it another shot, right?
Yeah.
But and I don't know if this will make it into the thing, but after the situation happened and we withdrew from the tournament, everybody started going home, and my sister was there, my brother was there. My sister is at the airport, and the guy in front of her turns around and says like, "Oh, you have Dallas United merch on," and she's like, "Yeah, we just left the tournament," and then he gives him like a compliment on the merchandise, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." And then he turns around again and looks at her in the eyes and says, "Hey, he didn't say it." And my sister's like, and then the guy turns around again and says like, "I was the referee in that game. He did not say it." And I was like, my sister like called me crying and all this stuff, and I'm like, "What?
What the hell? I just got goosebumps, bro.
What the hell's going on?"
What kind of fallen
right?
angel
But
ass?
the damage and everything had already kind of.
Of course. Dog, whenever I saw the ESPN article pop, because I'm sub to ESPN, I have the ESPN app on my phone. And sometimes ESPN pops up, and it popped up, said Dallas United forfeit from tournament for racial allegations. And I was like, I got so mad. Like, I was pacing around Blake's.
Well, you were different because you were actually present
I was
at the
there.
game. So you saw the game.
And
you
also,
saw the
like,
outcome.
I have a very loyal friendship, like you know what I mean?
I
like
understand.
if somebody's fucking with my boys, like
Yeah.
I get weird.
And
I've always been that way.
You know about us, and you know that.
I
like,
know you.
dude.
I know how charitable you are and how positive you are. And you like it didn't surprise me when you said you didn't know how much money's in your bank account, because all you want to do is have fun.
I really did.
Yeah, I know. And so like I knew all of that. So I'm walking around because we go back to Blake's house that day because he lives right 10 minutes down the street. And I'm just pacing around his room and just like, dude, like now they're putting it on ESPN. And in the midst, it seemed like to me, which you don't have to agree with this, but it seemed like to me they're capitalizing off of the actual atrocities that are happening in Spain with all of the extreme racism that are there. And they wanted like a clickbait title is what it seemed like.
Yeah, but I mean, like that I don't know. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to agree with me.
yeah, no. And
Let me talk. You stay there and drink a mule.
drink the mule. No, but like I said, I'm still proud of everything we did up until that, and taking the lads out and
Yeah.
giving them that experience, because I saw how they they soaked it all in, and
Yeah.
you know, they enjoyed it, and they were so happy. And some of them, you know, have come up to me, you know, till this day, and they're like, "Hey, Castro, you know, I appreciate everything you did for
awesome,
us."
man.
And you know, that was the end goal, right? You
Yeah.
know, the end goal wasn't to win $1 million. It was to go out there and, you know, shine some light on these players.
Don't tell Adam that.
And
He wanted that million. he was set on getting that million.
no. But you know, it was at the end of the day, it was something beautiful that we accomplished, right?
Yeah.
And you know, God willing, we'll be able to reunite the boys and
Hell yeah.
you know, hopefully run it back. But
So TSC is coming back this year?
yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
It is coming back this year. It is
That
coming
is
back.
awesome.
And they're doing it much bigger.
Really?
So, yeah, it should be a good,
Not in North Carolina this time?
good show. It's in North Carolina, yes.
Yes.
Just don't leak it.
I won't.
Yeah, no, but
So yeah, you said that that team owner, being an owner of a team was always a life goal of yours.
yeah.
I remember you told me that. You could have been lying.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
100%. I mean, like, it's.
I get you, bro.
I never thought I would be able to get to a point where I could say that.
Yeah.
We accomplished that. You know.
I was like, I would love to be. I mean, I have some similar, like whether it would be a soccer team or like a video game team or something like that.
Yeah,
like, I'd
for
like to
sure.
have some sort of ownership in like a team and be like, yo, let's take
For sure.
this, take this thing to the next level. And now, how is that balance going to be between you? Now you got two teams.
Yeah, I mean,
You're going
like
to be
I
in
said,
Mexico City for half the year and here half the year.
yeah. I mean, that's the goal, is to hopefully travel to Mexico City for know,
Yeah.
a few games to be a part of Los Aliens. But mainly it's all streaming, right? Like the whole content with the Kings League is live streaming, and that's why I think I'm so interested in it, because I can interact with my community while I'm doing that. And then Dallas United, we kind of let it go, you know, on its own, and then you know, hopefully I can still show up to practices and stuff like that. And it's just one weekend out of the year, so
Yeah.
it should be achievable.
Hell yeah. Okay, so that Dallas United team, do you have any more plans for them besides TST? Like, are there
Absolutely.
7v7 stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not just, you know, other 77 studs, but my ultimate goal is to have an academy for kids.
Oh, cool.
Where they're, you know, being, you know, coached and disciplined,
Yeah.
and kind of grow that up, right? Because I think focusing on the youth is something that, you know, we should do, right? They're the future of this earth, and that's something that I wanna cater to, is to try and, you know, build them up for, you know, the success in their lives. And that's the ultimate goal, is to have my own warehouse, my own facility where we can, you know, have an academy going, and I could stream from there, and
Hell yeah.
you know, have our own little bunker.
So you're soccer to the core.
Oh yeah, dude. It's all I mean,
You wake up, think about it.
dude, eat, sleep, breathe football, baby. You said you called it football, but here you are calling it soccer.
I'd never call it football. I always call it soccer. It is soccer.
No, but I mean, yeah, it's just
And the thing is I feel like I just did what Hex would do.
he does do
But
that.
yeah, he does do that, right? What people always like, no, it's not. Why would you call it soccer? Because I was grown up calling it soccer. My
Yeah.
parents called it soccer. They
Yeah.
taught me to call it soccer.
Of course.
I'm gonna call it soccer.
Yeah.
Y'all call it football. I don't care. Call fries chips. I don't care. Don't care that I call it soccer. But I do understand the football argument.
No, I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole argument I think is done for, right? I mean, I to be fair, I mean, if you go back and watch England versus the U.S. in the World Cup,
It's soccer, baby.
it's soccer.
That's what I'm saying. Christian Pulisic, best player in the world.
Soccer with a K.
Best player in the world.
Best player in the world. No, but yeah.
So how was that? You went on a world tour for World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup was incredible, man. I mean,
You didn't have a streaming backpack?
I didn't have a stream back, but we did IRL stream a lot because
yeah.
Qatar has very, very good cell phone service.
Oh, really?
So we were streaming in HD out there.
Nice.
And now that I look back at it, I still haven't gone back and checked all my videos that I recorded when I was out there or live streams. But
Yeah.
the fact that we managed to go to some of the best games over there, including the World Cup final, and we were obviously, you know, row one was unbelievable, man. I mean, Messi, like, you want to know something crazy, and this is how I know the aliens are real. we gambled on the World Cup final,
Right.
hoping that Messi would make it to the World Cup final.
Right.
Because prior to the World Cup, I told Peter, like, hey, I'm following Ronaldo and I'm following Messi. Right, whoever makes it the furthest will run it. You know.
Yeah.
So it was the semifinal between, I believe it was Croatia and Argentina, and we looked on, you know, one of these sites to get tickets, and I'm like, hey, I'm buying these tickets regardless if they make it or not.
Yeah.
She's like, what if they don't make it? I'm like, well, looks like we're watching Croatia versus France. All right. However, the tickets were $12,000 a piece.
That's almost a backpack.
Row one. That's
Yeah.
almost a backpack.
It's almost a backpack.
You know?
Okay.
And so I was like, you know what? We're doing it. I buy the tickets,
Yeah.
get our section. Turns out those tickets that I bought were in section 122, row A. Remember that number.
122.
Section 122, row A.
Okay.
That is where Messi celebrated when he scored in the World Cup final, right in that corner. You could see me waving this like inflatable trophy that they almost didn't let in. But we got so lucky.
He's just right there.
Right there. World Cup final. where Argentina won in pens. That is right where we were at. So we saw it. We saw it like right there. Anyways, the experience of the World Cup was unreal, right? Obviously a lot of people had their opinions on Qatar and whatnot going into it, but I was very impressed with the hospitality and the country, and it was a good time. It was a great time. We were there for a month, so we had a blast. Fast forward a couple months after, Messi's in the MLS.
Yeah.
He's in a Leagues Cup final versus Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm in Texas, and I'll tell Peter, like, hey, Messi's in the Leagues Cup final. Should we go? And she's like, sure. All right, cool. I buy these tickets.
No fucking way.
Section 122.
There's no way.
Row A.
Okay.
He scores one of the sickest goals I've ever seen him score.
Yeah.
It was just like a gorgeous goal. And this is in the United States now, right?
Right.
And he celebrates right in front of us. Like, if I reached out, I could have smacked him on the head or something.
So now, if you're trying to go see Messi play,
122. Row A.
Row A.
So if you go to our studio now, I have like the World Cup final ticket just kind of, up there, and it's, in a case and everything. But
crazy.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah.
It's just
aliens.
It's luck, right?
Los aliens.
Los aliens,
Yeah.
exactly. But I think it's more or less just luck of, every time we pick a corner, it just so happens that that's where he scores, that's where he celebrates and whatnot. But
it's wild because I was watching, you documented it pretty well through your Instagram stories, and so I'm just like, man, like Castro's out there, he's watching. I was like, damn, he gets to see Messi play live. Like, I'm looking at you, like zooming in.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'll never see Messi play live.
And that's
and then like a month later,
you're like, you were at the Toyota game.
Yeah, he plays.
Oh my God.
500 feet in front of my house. Like I tried to explain it to my mom because my mom doesn't watch soccer, and I'm like, I can't even explain it. Like
that was by far the best game that was the closest game he's been in.
Dude, it was unbelievable
against FC Dallas. That free kick.
Cranked that free kick.
Oh my God.
Like cranked.
Yeah, your angle, you could see that ball curve.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just gorgeous.
Dude. I tried to explain it to my mom, and I was like, I can't really even like you can't put like what world soccer, the scale of it, you can't like condense it to America. Like you can't.
It's hard.
It's hard. So I was like, Mom, imagine like she lives in the Outer Banks. And I was like, imagine the Outer Banks high school basketball team. You've been watching them your whole life, but you're a big fan of them, of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan leaves the Bulls and comes to play for the OBX high school team. And now you can walk 20 feet and watch Michael Jordan play.
Exactly.
I'm like, that's what just happened.
That's what it is.
Like like the world. I remember like going to the game.
And then he hits the game-winning shot.
I was like, the world is a simulation.
It is.
And I couldn't get tickets because the tickets were like $4,000.
So much.
Yeah. And I've been saving for some expensive shit.
But it was worth it.
And then Hector calls me and is like, yo, I got 2 more tickets. I got 2 tickets randomly.
Wow, Heck's
like,
clutching.
Yeah, like I'm a part of this like group or whatever, and they've got 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Like, are you down? Like, do you want to see Messi? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean? Do I? What? Yes.
Like,
and
a joke.
I get there. It's section 122. I'm just kidding. No, it's just right. It's right
Really?
there at the front. I'm literally leaning over and I'm seeing like if they had taken a penalty, if they had taken a corner kick, it would have been right. I was hoping.
I think they did take a corner kick because Jude has a really good video.
See, they were on the other side.
Oh, okay.
I was on the
got
side nearest like away from the
Sure,
fireworks.
sure. Okay.
So I didn't get to see like anyone that close.
Yeah.
But when he walked and went into the locker room, I was like,
Brother.
it's so
Any seat
crazy.
in that game was perfect, dude.
Dude, so crazy.
It is.
I think American soccer, even prior to all this, obviously there's so much hype around it now.
Oh yeah.
But even prior, I mean, was Suarez coming?
And that's another thing, right? Like,
Are they going to lose? You think they're going to lose a game?
they shouldn't know.
There's no way
shouldn't,
they should
because
lose.
I think even at their age, they should still be able to run through most MLS teams.
Here's the thing: somebody whip Ronaldinho into shape. What is he like?
Bro.
He's 40.
Bro's like, yeah, I think so. Probably like 50 now or
so is Ronaldo. Ronaldo's 40 and he's playing.
38, but yeah. No, but isn't it crazy how these athletes just can compete at such a high level?
Keep going,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, you probably look at like ex NBA players that are LeBron's age right now, and
Yeah.
you're like, they've got grandkids.
Exactly.
It's fucking
It's wild, man.
crazy.
It's wild. So yeah, Messi. We're blessed for sure to have
Insane. Yeah.
Messi in the MLS and be able to witness him here. I mean, it's something that someone probably would have never thought they could do. Like you said earlier, you never thought you would see Messi play, and then he comes here and he does what he does. It's like,
And not only is it him, it's like legends with him.
exactly.
It's like, dude.
Yeah, this one feels a little different because we've had, Zlatan, we've had David Beckham.
True.
We've had, Thierry Henry here in the MLS, but when Messi comes, it's like, whoa, like this is peak.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm sure it's probably similar to what like overseas basketball is like.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever like Allen Iverson goes over there, it's really crazy. Or like, it's like Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard plays over there, and it's like, well, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, LeBron's not going to go play over there.
Yeah. No.
You wouldn't think. I mean, maybe if they pay him a gazillion dollars, he might. LeBron wouldn't play, or Jordan wouldn't have played. Kobe wouldn't have played over there, and that's kind of what it's like. The best player ever is playing.
And I respect it, man. I think
in Miami.
Yeah, the deal,
insane.
but that just goes to show, like, and he's so happy. I don't know if you've seen him
So
recently.
happy,
He's
yeah.
so happy.
I think the Paris thing happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Because apparently they treated him like trash over there.
I mean, dude, the fans are booing him, right? Like,
Ow.
don't you dare ever boo Messi, all right? Like, bro could have the worst game of his life. Don't you ever boo him, please.
Those were all fans put in the stadium by David Beckham. Just
Yeah.
like, boo him.
Or Ronaldo.
Boo him so he comes to Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but it was by far the craziest transfer I think I've ever witnessed.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wonder if it's what the MLS needs, because MLS has always been the retirement home for really, like you said, talented players. Except for Zlatan.
I think it's a good push, right? I think it's gonna elevate some of these players in the MLS already.
Yeah.
To just compete at a higher level, right? Because they're gonna want to beat Messi. They're gonna want to beat Inter Miami, And I think that for the most part, soccer, football here in the States has always kind of been pay to play, and I'm not sure if I agree with that.
Yes. I asked my mom
because think about it, right? Like the United States and how big it is, and how many players and athletes we have in this country, we should be, and we will one day, I think. Get to the semifinal of the World Cup. I think we're due for that, right? But there's things that need to change for that to happen. But I do believe it'll get here eventually.
I agree.
Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
I mean, I think we're in a good spot. I think coaching situation is a little iffy. Goes back and forth.
Yeah, but the coach is is it still Berhalter? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm around the whole academy, right? Because obviously Adam and his daughter are in the FC Dallas Academy, and they're in these other great clubs, and I see how much kids are improving at 7, 8 years old, and it's very impressive, man. So I don't think we're far away.
I don't think so either.
And it's exciting too, because I think we are going to reach that point where
people call me crazy, especially in the Optic comments, because none of them watch soccer.
Yeah.
They all watch basketball and football. But I'd say it all the time. It's like I think the MLS is going to overtake the NHL not too far away. Not too far.
No, I think it already has.
Has it?
I think I've read something about a week and a half ago that, I think the number, and everyone's, blaming Messi for it. But I think this is prior
to Messi?
Messi's transfer. The MLS's viewership was
greater than the NHL.
It surpassed NHL. But I love the NHL.
I said MLB, which I think maybe might be a little more faded.
Oh, you said NHL right now, but
I said
NHL and MLS are.
I said NHL
very,
right
very
now,
close.
but I meant MLB. I think in the podcast
MLB.
I had said MLB.
Okay.
I think it might overtake baseball.
I mean, you saw what happened. I mean, I don't know if you kept up with those MLB numbers and how they've kind of dropped a lot.
They dropped drastically.
They
which
tanked. I think this was the least watched World Series in ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, no, that was confirmed. Yeah, the numbers are just
but we won it.
Tanking.
We won it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So happy days, right?
Yeah, happy days.
Happy days.
We won the
I was like,
least.
wait, what? We won what? Oh, got it. No, I actually watched that World Series, and it was great, man. What a world! It was so entertaining.
Yeah, I watched
bombs after bombs.
I watched a little bit of it too because obviously we're close with the Rangers here. We've had Rangers nights and investment relationships and all that. Yeah. And then they were playing Arizona, and I was in Arizona for that week or for that month because Alexis lives in Arizona. Yeah. So I would come here and everybody would be like, "Yeah, Rangers," and I'd go there, and they were all sad, and I'm like, "Yes, baseball."
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, baseball. Listen, I love baseball. I really do.
Yeah.
I love all sports, to be completely honest. But I think it goes soccer, football.
Yep.
Maybe NBA. I'm a big Mavs fan. I'm a big Chicago Bulls, right?
Okay.
But I love Luka, and then probably NFL.
Yeah.
And I don't know what comes after that, but.
So how has FIFA treated you individually? Like, what's your connection like with FIFA in general? Because I'm sure they know who you are.
The company?
Yeah. FIFA in general, whether it's EA or the game or doing stuff with cards or doing stuff just in general, and they bring you to games. And I know you've done stuff with FC Dallas, which is still under FIFA. So
I mean, FIFA, the federation, it's. We do things every now and then with them, but I think when it comes to with EA, it's a good relationship, right? Obviously, they don't like me criticizing their game that much, right? But that's the company would, right?
Right.
So it's been good. It's healthy. I mean, this year we launched the game. I returned to streaming, and they let me play the game a little early, which was pretty nice of them. So I. Thank them for that. They sent me a code or whatnot, and we go from there. And they send me other things too, through the mail. But that's pretty much it with just the EA relationship.
Yeah.
Right. When it comes to like the soccer involvement, we've got really great relationships with MLS clubs. Man, there's so many that always want to collab and work together, and if we can, we will. But
you gave Ferreira his card.
Yeah. That was pretty cool too.
That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, he's probably the player that I'm closest to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, we talk every other day, text messages and stuff. He's a big Fortnite guy, so he likes to play Fortnite. He actually started live streaming too. So
really?
Yeah, he streams quite a bit, man. They got a big game tomorrow. But
in Fortnite?
No. Could you imagine? He's got a big Fortnite tournament
big Fortnite game tomorrow.
No, but yeah, he's yeah, dude. I mean, the relationship with clubs and United, for example, Manchester United as well, it's healthy. I just never thought that I would get to a position where they would reach out and want to collab or work something out. It's a blessing, man. I think, and I'm like, why? How did I get here? Like what? So it's exciting, man. But it's wild, dude. Life is crazy.
And I think one of the last things I want to talk to you about, because it's a bucket list item for me, but it's kind of out of my control of whether I can do it or not.
Okay.
Hopefully, maybe Around the Bar blows up and it's the best podcast on YouTube. Overtakes Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it already is.
Then maybe I get an invite to the Sidemen charity match.
Ooh.
Because it's dude, if I could play in that fucking match, it would be a dream come true. And you've done it twice.
Yeah.
So what were those experiences like? Like, obviously, I'm a huge Sidemen fan. I think every content team out there is probably looking at them as the pinnacle. Like they're the best.
100%.
That you got to do what they're doing. We do it at Optic. I'm sure FaZe does it. I'm sure Thieves does it. I'm sure anyone who's like any sort of group does it. And so they throw this incredible soccer game for charity in a very prestigious venue or stadium, and it sells out. Sidemen versus the YouTube All-Stars. You've been on the YouTube All-Stars twice. What has that experience been like?
Well, first of all, I appreciate that you did your homework because you are dead spot on playing twice and being on YouTube's All-Stars.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the Sidemen are just a great group of guys, right? When you meet them, when you talk to them, they're just good people, right? Yep. They don't have egos. They work hard, and they're just they come from good families. They're just real genuine dudes that I admire a lot, and I look up to a lot. So when they invite me to these charity matches, it's an instant, of course, right? I'm honored, right? Because it's the closest thing that I've ever felt to being a professional footballer, and growing up, that was obviously my dream. So when they have 30,000, 40,000 fans, and I think this last time it was probably a bit more because they held it at the I believe the West Ham Stadium, the new one in London. It's surreal. It's surreal. I just what they're doing and how they keep breaking records is truly inspirational. But playing in those games it's crazy, man. It's beautiful because they don't take it that serious, but at the same time, you are playing football, so you have to show. You don't want to make a meme out of yourself.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's a game.
And I've been blessed to be able to score in each of the games that I've played in. The first one was a wicked header, but that was a little heavier that time, so I had to make sure that I scored early in the game because by the 10th minute,
gassed out.
brother was tired. I was huffing and puffing by the 5th minute. So, that was the first time, and it was beautiful, right? And then the second time, I was a little more in shape. Right. And at that time, my mom had just got done beating cancer.
Yeah.
So I almost said no because I wasn't sure what I wanted to make sure my mom was cool around, the charity match, because I didn't want to leave and, leave my mom behind, even though my 100%. Sister was there and everybody. Yeah. But, I thought about it. I'm like, damn, is my mom okay? And then the doctor called and they followed up with her last radiation appointment, and they were like, hey, your mom's good to go.
Yeah.
Everything's good. She beat it. And I'm like, holy shit. They rang the bell. Ding, ding, ding. She beat cancer. And
it's a great feeling. I've had the same thing happen to my mom.
Brother, it is the greatest feeling ever. Yeah. Right. And so it was almost like, perfect timing. Simon, I messaged Simon. I'm like, brother, I'm in. Yeah. And then we got everything sorted. And right away, I look at Peter and I'm like, hey, not only am I going to play in the Sidemen charity match, but I'm going to score again, and I want the shirt to say my mom beat cancer.
Yeah.
And sure enough, second half comes around. I get a beautiful pass from Theo Baker, who's a great player, probably one of the best players in the Sidemen charity match. We do a little quick give and go, dishes the ball. I get an open shot, and I score and take off my my shirt, and it says my mom beat cancer. And at first, people were like, "What does it say?"
Yeah.
But as soon as the crowd read my shirt, they all stood up and started clapping, and I was crying. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Yeah.
And my mom's in Mexico watching the game, going crazy with the whole family. So that was, that's peak moment for me, man. Stuff like that.
Dude, I can imagine.
Where, it's something that's so strong and touching to me where when I have the ability to, give that feeling back to other people, nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. So going back to, the Sidemen, the fact that they give all of these fans an opportunity to witness such a funny, entertaining soccer game.
Yeah.
It shows what kind of people they are,
Yeah.
And also the fact that they gave me an opportunity to be able to play in it and just experience the whole vibe. It was great. So.
Yeah. What's the locker room vibe like?
Okay.
Are they? Is everyone we're winning this?
Oh yeah,
really?
They're competitive. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
So the first one that I played in, we actually won. We beat the Sidemen, and I know they were upset.
Yeah.
Right. And then the next ones, they started bringing in like not shitty players, but weaker players in football. Just to make it more entertaining. And
For
then
sure.
They brought weaker goalkeepers. Just to make sure that there's more goals, which I
Yeah.
completely agree with. Right.
100%. You want the score to be 10-9.
The last thing you want is 0-0.
Right,
Or
exactly.
2-0 like our first game. Right.
Yeah,
But everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. But
that's fun.
the memory that I have the most is I was sharing a seat on the bus with Speed,
Okay.
and it was the only seat available. And I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. This dude is dude. He the same way he is on stream.
So it's
dude.
not a character.
No, dude. He is talking shit to KSI. He's talking shit to everybody. He's roasting them left, right, and center, right? And he's Speed.
Yeah.
He's Speed. So it was. He was funny. He was
Were
very,
you on
very
the Were you on the pitch when he stood over KSI or
Dude,
whatever?
I was. If you go back and watch, I was 3 feet away from that, and I'm just, brother. I'm looking at him like, bro, just 2-footed him, and then stands over him.
Talk shit to him.
And it's so funny because I really wanted Speed to score because I know that it's just gonna make content. It's gonna be great. So I kept trying to switch the ball to Speed. There was one time where I actually crossed the ball. Bro, I put it right on his head, and he does this like floating diving header, and he heads it, and the ball goes like that way, and I was just like, oh my god, what do I have to do, bro?
Dude, I think his like Ronaldo celebration
It's so funny.
after he scored, he was offsides. Dude, it might be the loudest one I've ever heard. Like louder than Ronaldo's.
Brother.
Like, it was like
Crazy. It was so loud. So loud. And I knew it was offside. I was just praying that the referee would just allow
Let it go.
Let it go, right? But no, they caught, which is funny because it made for great content. He took off his shirt and he went to go spank the referee or something.
Yeah. He
So-
yellow carded the referee.
Yeah, no, it's jokes, man. It's a really good time. I mean, I think anyone that's ever been to a charity match, like player or fan, they say the same thing. It's just, it's beautiful. So, I admire them a lot, and I thank them for those opportunities. And, their content is so good. It's similar to, Mr. Beast. And
It's so good.
I just don't fathom, like, I don't understand. It's just, brother, they just put out heat after heat after heat. And if you look at their numbers, it's mind-boggling, bro.
Yeah. They're, when a lot of people look up to or go to Mr. Beast or like Ryan Trahan or Eric or all these like YouTubers, and that's what like the pinnacle of what they look for. And like,
Sure.
I always go to the Sidemen because like I can relate to the Sidemen way more than
Same.
than these other guys. Cause like if I could take what the Sidemen do and incorporate it into Optic in some way, then that would be a dream come true. But a lot of our creators here are pro players. So I can't be like, hey, Formal, before you go scrim, let's run around downtown Dallas, play hide and go seek for 5 hours. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, you need to hit me up and I'll go play hide and seek on Dallas, bro.
Here,
Come on.
Put what's this? Read the last thing. What's it say?
You want me to read this out loud?
Yeah, read it out loud.
Optic Castro. That's what it says.
That's all it says.
Do I circle it or
that's
not?
all, you can circle it if you want.
Check mark right next to it.
People, dude, I get that every time. Optic fans are passionate to the core. So every time I talk to anyone ever, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
It could be anyone, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, Optic."
Yeah, I mean, it like
whoever.
I feel like we share the same vision, right?
In a lot of ways, yeah.
And by the way, I'm a big fan of Vision too. So, just throwing that out there. But we do share the same vision, and I feel like we're very similar with obviously the sport, soccer, but then also the ideas and the creativity. So why not, man? I mean,
I just wrote that down for jokes because it's obviously conversations you and I have had for 6 years now. And so if anyone out there is wondering why something hasn't come about, just know that like I've been playing the long game. I've been seducing as much as I can possibly seduce. I don't know if I'm gonna propose to you or Alexis first. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm at.
That's
where I'm at.
funny. That's funny.
But what that being that aside, how often do you get emails from? Because you've gone orgless your whole career.
Yeah.
From my understanding.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How often do you get those emails or those calls?
I mean, recently it's been, not that many, but there was a time where it was just bang, 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 and Peter and I would look at each other and be like, "What do we do?"
Yeah.
Right. These are obviously great opportunities, and we're big fans of all of them, to be honest.
Right.
But we just kind of, wanted to play it not safe, but we wanted to really just kind of weigh out the pros and cons. And we always just felt like, we didn't want to maybe commit or promise something that, we couldn't fulfill, I guess. But
no, it is funny hearing your concerns in comparison to other creators that I've talked to. Because other creators I've talked to are very like, what do I have to do? Like I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
and your conversation, which is pretty exclusive, other than one other person, is always like, I don't know if I'll be able to help you guys enough as I would like to help you. That's what you kept saying. And I'm like, that's respectable as fuck. Like, that's some shit.
There's a lot. It's a big commitment when you think about it, right?
You always, it seemed like from the outside looking in, you always viewed, at least on the opposite side of things, you always viewed it as joining a team and helping that team rather than like joining an org.
Yeah, like I would want to
let's get him so fucked up he joins now.
Stop it. That's so funny, right? Fucking body. At the end of the body, I'm fucking wearing an optic shirt.
I call Adam. I'm like, I got bad news for you, brother.
Optic. No, man, listen, it's a big commitment, but at the end of the day, it's business and there's negotiation and all that stuff. So, but
you're
I've always been
the family. You are the family. You are the extended family. And whenever the time is right.
What's crazy is that, the relationship I have with you and Hex and all the boys is always healthy, man. I mean, the times we go to the baseball games or all that stuff.
Soccer games.
I do wish we would collab a little bit more. I mean, that's definitely doable, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we could make that.
I mean,
happen.
I only had to pay you $1,500 to come here. I mean, that's a pretty cheap.
Wait, where did you wire that?
I sent it straight to Matt. I'll give it to you.
That's funny. No, but man, listen, it's all fun though, man. It's cool because we're like neighbors, right? We were neighbors in Chicago. We were 3 minutes, I kid you not, 3 minutes away from each other. Right, or I was 3 minutes away from Hex's house, sorry. But from the optic house,
like 10.
We were like 10 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? And now we're like down the street from each other as well. So
it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Awesome.
It's almost like it's meant to be.
Almost. We're almost there.
Yeah.
One door is going to swing open and I'm going to bust through that fucking door.
Breaking news, Castro, 55-year-old Twitch streamer, finally sized.
Finally sized optic. It's just Castro.
It's so funny. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man. All right. Well, I think these are going to be our behind the bar drinks.
Love it.
Because where are we at, Matt? Hour 45. Also, wait, is your mic not on?
Hour 45.
There he is. Also, before we Matt always likes to ask questions to people.
Oh.
So Matt, what you got?
I'll be honest, you kind of hit everything I was curious about.
I hit everything?
Yeah. My main thing was the Sedman charity match. That's what I wanted to know.
Really?
So yeah.
You've also already done 2 eavesdrops with him, so.
That's true. Yeah.
That is very true. Damn it.
Alex, you got anything? You got any questions?
I was hoping he was going to ask what's my favorite sex position, but I mean,
what it?
Answer.
We will go check out behind the bar. We're going to play beer pong against all the other people that have been on around the bar. We got to beat Mystic 7, his
Easy.
bougie ass, Pokemon Go ass,
easy ass,
dumbass, easy ass. I'm kind of drunk. We'll see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching Around the Bar. This is Castro. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.